at this point, it just became a confusion. Like, nothing was good enough for the internet. Nothing was good enough for him. He ended up leaving me
Mm.
in the midst of me changing. And I'm like, you promised to stay here and have my back
Right.
financially because you
Right.
know I'm giving up everything.
Right.
And he left me.
Reality show star Alexis Skyy did a recent interview in which she stated she took on a whole religion in order for a man to marry her. Welcome to my channel where real women have real conversations and build real community. Let's get into it. Now, Alexis Sky is a reality personality. She also stated in the interview that she did OnlyFans, she did prostitution, stripping, reality TV, anything in order to get money and make a living for herself because for her, that was all that she knew. And so apparently she met this guy who expressed interest in her, but also stated that he didn't like her lifestyle. I'm guessing that he was of a certain religion or whatever. And so, in order to attract this man and to get this man to marry her, she decided to take on this religion.
Is this real? Is this for show?
It was never fake. Um, my encounter with God was real.
Yeah.
Um, I was just really just in a space where I was dating somebody, and I'm not gonna say any names, but and I'm thankful for this person because it was never that I never believed in God. I just wasn't really close to him, and it was somebody that was in my life that had an influence. And I was so focused on being a wife and being loved on and being wanted that I was just like, okay, well, I have to change who I am in order for this person to accept me.
Yeah.
And I was more so focused on that versus my walk with God. I was doing it more for what that person wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I change my image on Instagram or I change how I am, then I'll be his wife or I'll do this. So it was more so like, okay, Alexis, are you ready for this? But I really wasn't ready, you
Yeah.
know? And it's not saying that I wasn't ready to walk with God. It's just I wasn't doing it the right way. I was more so
Mm.
doing it for somebody else.
Now, from the outside looking in, nothing about her and her behavior as a prostitute and being on OnlyFans says marriage material, says wife material. I understand that some people can change, you know, the whole can you turn a hoe into a housewife thing. I do believe you can to a certain extent. If you are extreme and in depth with your hoeing, I don't think you can. But some women just use that as a coping mechanism or as a way to get love, to get a relationship because they felt like that was the only way. But when you make it a lifestyle, no, I don't believe that you could turn that type of person into a wife. Majority of the time, 99.9% of the time you cannot. It may be an anomaly out there, so I'm not going to say 100% just in case somebody is like, "Oh, but I know somebody that whatever." But I
So
digress.
it just happened overnight. So next thing you know, I'm on the internet telling the world like I stopped doing this, I stopped doing that, I stopped doing that. But this is who Alexis really was.
Yeah.
And I was changing myself for somebody else and not for
Wow.
me.
That's
And that
powerful.
person had a major impact. And I don't regret it because that was what was supposed to happen. Um, but just coming from I used to dance.
Yeah.
I've been in trafficking and just the lifestyle that I've came from, that's all I know. So
Yeah.
people can't fault me for being on the internet, showing this or doing this or having an OnlyFans or doing that because that's all I was taught. I never went to college.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to have an degree. Um, so my life is make fast money.
Yeah.
It's not helping when I have 5.6 million followers attacking me. Everything I do, it's
Wow.
like, "Oh, this is not godly enough," or "You're not a Christian." So I'm like, "Okay, this is, like, not making no sense. I might as well go back to doing what I was doing
You're
because
right. You're right.
do y'all like me doing this or not?" So
Right.
at this point, it just became a confusion, like, nothing was good enough for the internet, nothing was good enough for him. He ended up leaving me
Mm.
in the midst of me changing, and I'm like, "You promised to stay here and have my back
Right.
financially because you
Right.
know I'm giving up everything."
Right.
And he left me. So I'm like, it was more so I was like in fear. Like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna pay my bills? How am I gonna continue to live this lifestyle that I was living, you know?
Strange that he even considered it. Like, I'm pretty sure he knew who she was. At least he should have. He should have did some research, researched her and seen who she was, what she was doing, what she was about. And so why did he even try to wife her in the beginning? I feel like that's suspect and there was some other angle there, some other maybe motive. I just don't trust it. I feel like there's something deeper underneath that because why would you even try to wife somebody like that? And you are supposed to be a man of faith. But when he did not marry her, she says that she basically went back to what she was doing before. The only thing that she knows, you know, how to get money and all these different things in order to make some money. Now, this is just an example. I don't want to come on here and like bash her or make her feel bad because even in the interview, she was very open and honest and transparent about it. And she basically said that she was glad that it happened because it was a catalyst for her to actually develop a relationship with God. If that is true, then that's a good thing. Everyone should have a deeper relationship with God, no matter how you lead your life. If you are able to see the error of your ways and you want to make a change, go for it. I'm all for that. But it has to be authentic, it has to be honest and true. No one should be utilizing or, faking a whole religion in order to get a relationship or to stay in a relationship with somebody. And so that goes into my point for this video, which is why do women change themselves for a relationship? Most women change themselves for a relationship because they didn't learn to fully accept themselves before. They didn't know who they were. They didn't know what they wanted, what they stood for, who they wanted to be. And so they get into these relationships with kind of a blank slate. And when you stand for nothing, you are easily swayed. And what I mean by that is when you don't already have boundaries and values and a mind of your own, when you come across someone, they can easily influence you and manipulate your mind, get you to believe what they believe, to do what they deem is appropriate or is wife, material, wife behavior, and everything like that. You are easily influenced. And that's because you didn't have your own set of values before. Also, what plays into that is having a low self esteem, low confidence, and low self worth. When you don't know your self worth or you don't love yourself, you don't like yourself, you feel like you need to change in order to please other people, you are again easily influenced and you're going to have a lot of people pleasing behavior. You're going to be constantly saying, okay, if I change this, then they'll love me. If I change that, then they'll love me. I just have to try harder. I have to just be different and then they'll love and accept me. But those type of people are forever going to be moving the goalposts. Nothing you do will ever be enough because they never really liked you to begin with. They never really liked who you really are at your core. And so we have to stop trying to change people. Get with and so we have to stop trying to change people. It's like an ego type thing. And I know this from experience. It's like the thrill of the chase. You know, you chasing somebody, you getting with somebody, and you feeling like, ooh, I can influence this person. I could get them to change. I could get them to do what I want. And it's a challenge. And that challenge, it like feeds your ego. But the consequence of that is that you end up getting hurt later on in the long run because you end up wasting a lot of time, a lot of energy on the wrong people. And so what we have to do is get with people who already have majority of what we're looking for, who already have the look, who already have the personality and the mindset that you're looking for in a partner. Now, it's not going to be 100% because one person will not have everything on your checklist. They're not going to have everything that you're looking for, especially when it comes to men, because most men are not emotional and most women are looking for certain emotions from a man that they just are not just, they're just not capable of. Not to say that, you know, men still can't have compassion and understanding and love. It's just some of those emotions like sitting up talking about feelings all day or you know, crying with you or babying you, like stuff like that. Most men aren't going to do that. They're not going to indulge in it. That's where mainly other women come into play. And that's, you know, some of what I mean by one person isn't going to have everything that you're looking for. You know, maybe they're not much of a talker and you're more of the conversational one. You know, maybe you're an introvert, they're an extrovert, or vice versa. And so if they have majority of what you're looking for, those should be the people that you are pursuing a relationship with instead of you're an extrovert, you get with an introvert, and you're steady trying to make that person go out every weekend. You're steady trying to get that person to be around people and be in crowds and you know, that's not going to work because that's not who they really are.
And I was more so living in fear and not having faith in God. And
Wow.
I didn't know what faith was because if I
Yeah.
had the faith, I would have continued to my journey, you know? So that was about, I guess, 2 years ago now.
Yep.
And within those 2 years, it's just been so many different like transitions for me. 2024, nobody could pay me to do it again.
Yeah.
But that's when I think, God just wiped me clean.
For example, I was on social media and I came across a couple videos where women were talking about men who don't like makeup. They prefer a natural woman who doesn't wear makeup, who doesn't wear lashes, who doesn't wear fake hair, who doesn't have a fake body, all of these things, right? And that's perfectly okay. That is their preference. We all have our preferences. The problem is that men will get with a woman who wears makeup and then try to tell her to stop.
We better know how to cook. We gotta eat. What's your look type?
I can't. It's not a certain look.
It has to be because you're popping on weave.
I say that I don't like weave.
But we love to wear weave, honey.
Yes, that, and y'all wear weave for each other. Y'all don't wear weave for us. I guarantee you, probably, if it's 5 guys, 3 to 4 of us don't like weave, but we'll take it though because that's what y'all do. But we don't prefer that stuff. Y'all wear that to be in competition with each other.
You are
we
so
wear
fake.
no,
He
no,
is
no.
really
You are so
delusional.
fake right now.
That's real.
That is so
I'm sorry.
fake.
No.
Accessorize
We
ourselves.
wear it
Y'all
for
only say
Hey,
that
hey,
for
hey.
wear it for
I'm sorry.
ourselves.
Hey, if the brothers up here don't
Let's
step
be
up and
real.
say nothing, y'all better not.
We wear it for
That's fake.
ourselves.
That's fake. Let's not engage.
There's nothing wrong with weave.
We just
but
like to have fun.
It's not like, I mean, some dudes just don't care. Like, if you get your hair done, it's not really for us. We don't. It doesn't. It's not a make or break thing for a lot of.
You
They'll try to get her to change. They'll try to strip her of everything that she was doing before they got into a relationship with her. And that's where you go wrong. You're wrong. Because again, you should be pursuing people that already have what you're looking for or that are willing to accommodate that on their own. Like if you are like, oh, I don't like women that wear makeup, and you explain your logic why, and that woman is like, well, I really only wear makeup because, I was told that makeup makes me look better or something like that. And really, I don't even really like wearing makeup. I just wear it because people were telling me that I look better or I felt like it made me look um more beautiful or whatever, but I don't really want to wear makeup, not for real. So that wouldn't really be an issue with me. Like if you're the type that doesn't like makeup and I don't have to wear makeup, that actually works for me. That's better than getting with a woman saying, "Hey, I don't like makeup. I don't like women who wear makeup." And she's like, "Well, I really like makeup. I like putting it on. I like dressing up. I like going out. I like the way that it makes me look." And he's still like, "Well, in order to be with me, you have to stop wearing makeup." Now, if she's a woman who, you know, is easily swayed, who has low self-esteem, and who is desperate for a relationship, she's going to be like, okay, I guess I have to stop doing what I actually like in order to be with this person. And that is where a lot of people go wrong. You have to get with someone who already has majority of what you're looking for. Now, in this particular video that I seen, it was a woman who said that men who don't like makeup is because they can't afford that woman's upkeep.
And do you think men should see us
I
in
think
our natural
Baja's
state before they get in a real relationship with us?
whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup. Let me see what you look like without the hair. I feel that that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't come over here thinking that I'm going to go to Sephora, get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that because I want to strip you of all that because I ain't got it. When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the thought process of maintaining your.
And then I saw another video in which Shira uh calls them dusty.
A lot of these women say, well, men say they don't like makeup. No, Dusties say they don't like makeup. Okay? Dusties don't like makeup because they want you to look the absolute plainest you can look so no other man can steal you away from them. Okay? So stop doing that. You don't have to go overboard, but don't do, don't try to please a Dusty with this bare minimum look. Okay? Don't do it.
Like he's just dusty, he's just trying to keep you down. Men with money actually like women who have makeup. It doesn't have to be heavy makeup, but a certain aesthetic. That is what men of a higher class and certain financial status prefer in a woman. They prefer a certain aesthetic. Now, I don't agree with this because I feel like men pretty much say and mean what it is that they what they say and they mean what it is that they want from a woman. Like if they say that they want a woman who is natural, doesn't wear makeup and all that stuff, I feel like they really mean that they don't want a woman who wears makeup and is unnatural and doesn't want to be natural. Like, I think that they really mean that. And so I don't agree that they're only saying that because they don't want to keep up with a woman's beauty routine or they can't afford to. But I really wouldn't put nothing past nobody. Like, I could see some men. I could see some men, as Shira say, dusty men who really do like women who wear makeup. They like the way that they look. They like women who wear weave. They like the way that they look. They're attracted to those women. You know, they're cheating on their girl with those women, but they're just saying that they don't because they don't want to pay for it. Like, can definitely see that. But I think more so when a man says he doesn't like it, he really just doesn't like it.
Flag. Red flag, go. So, ladies, when you do that makeup, do it for yourself, ne? Because let me tell you, there was someone in these comments just last night saying that the man used to tell her that he doesn't like her makeup, he doesn't like the way she dresses. But when they found her and her friends, they found pictures of his side chick. She was a full-blown makeup slay queen type of girl. They lying. They just trying to limit what? Your options in the dating game. They trying to limit your options in the dating market. They trying to lower your value. Same concept as when they make you pregnant. They want to lower your options, lower your value in the dating market so that you will always look to them. You will have no options. They will always have access to you.
There is a fine line between you respecting your man and what he prefers. You know, again, leveling up your life, like him suggesting something that's going to improve you that you maybe didn't think of before, that you maybe didn't consider before because of society or some type of insecurity. And he's making you feel comfortable and confident about that. There's a difference between respecting that and you changing your core self to keep a relationship. And the latter, again, is usually coming from a place of desperation, low self esteem, not loving yourself, not knowing who you are, and allowing someone else to make the decision for you. And I want us women to be okay with being alone for one, with figuring out who we are, taking time to explore ourselves, being firm in our boundaries and our values, and being okay with certain people not being in our life. Like, we can't be so attached to somebody that the fear of losing them is greater than the fear of losing ourselves. And so I hope that, this encourages you to keep being who you are, to love who you are, accept who you are. Understand that, yeah, when other people come into your life, when you get into a relationship, there are certain things that you have to compromise, that you have to negotiate on. But when it comes to your core values, your beliefs, who you are as a person, that should never change for anybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.